why not take a look at the flags of some of these countries from around the world, and we can just talk about their flags a little bit. Now, there's a ton of these, 197, so I'm not going to spend too much time on all of them. Obviously, we'd be here all day, but we'll take a little bit of a look at each. I'll make some comments about them, and as you see, we have two columns here, so it's not entirely alphabetical. I'm not gonna, so we'll just go like this. Starting off, we have Afghanistan. I'm not sure if this is their current flag or not. I thought it was changed after the Taliban took over the government and all that, but so I don't know if this is their new flag or if this is their older flag, like the UN recognized flag or whatever. Here we have Madagascar. Looks like this is orange, green, and then you have this strip of white on the left there. Albania, this is one of my favorite flags right here, Albania. Actually, let me, I'm gonna give Albania a star. I'll give a star for my favorite flags. Albania, I'm a really big fan of this one, the red, and you have the double-headed eagle here, very aggressive looking flag. Malawi, you have the black, the red, and the green, and I think this is meant to be a rising sun here at the top. Algeria, you have half green, half white, and you have this crescent moon with the star here. I think that's meant to signify that it's an Islamic nation, but I'm not 100% sure. Malaysia, this flag reminds me a lot of the United States. Red and white stripes, a field of blue, but again they have a crescent moon and a sun there instead of stars. Andorra, you have blue, yellow, red, and you have some sort of crest there in the middle that I can't make out. Maldives is interesting because Maldives has like a flag with a border around it, which isn't that common. You have a green inside with the white crescent moon, and then you have this red, thick border. Very unique as far as flags go. Angola, red and black, vertical, or excuse me, horizontal stripes, vertical divisions. And you have a yellow star here with a crescent moon, but it's a little jagged. I don't know if it's meant to be like a gear or something, or some sort of vine or plant perhaps, and you have a machete right there. Angola, I'm sure that's related somehow to the history of their country, but I'm not really too sure about that. And then you have Mali, you have green, yellow, and red vertical stripes. Okay, let's move on to the next page. Okay, to bring this down a little bit, we'll move it as we go. Antigua and Barbuda. I love this flag. This one's getting a star as well. You have this field of red here, and then you have this triangle here, and you have this white, blue, and black in this triangle. And then you have the sun here, and I think this is meant to be a sandy beach, and that's meant to be the ocean, and then that's a sunrise. That's my personal opinion, but I'm not sure. You have Malta here, half red, half white. Do you have a little cross up there? Argentina, blue, white, blue, and I think that's just a sun in the middle, but if it's something else, I'm not sure. Marshall Islands, you have this blue pattern here, split up by this orange and white line, and then I think that's going to be the North Star up there in the top. Maybe it's the sun, but to me it looks like the North Star. Armenia, you have red, blue, orange, horizontal stripes there. Mauritania, you have a big field of green with a yellow crescent moon star or sun there, and then these smaller strips of red on top and bottom. Australia, this is where I live currently. So I'll just write a nice hi right there. That's where I live currently. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa, what is that? Why did I say that? That's where I live currently. Hi. It's like konnichiwa for hi, I guess. You have this blue here with these stars, and I'm sure this pattern does mean something, and then the Union Jack there because Australia is part of the Commonwealth. Mauritius, this is a rare flag. Instead of 3 separately colored stripes, you have 4. Red, blue, yellow, green. Austria, you have red, white, red. Mexico, flag. I've seen a lot in my life. Living in the United States, I've been to Mexico a few times. Lovely country. Green, white, and red. Vertical stripes, and you have this eagle here. I think that represents the independence, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. Azerbaijan again, crescent moon and the star sun there. I think that's indicative of all these majority Islamic countries. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what that means. And you have blue, red, green stripes there. Micronesia, a field of blue, a light blue with 4 stars in this sort of diamond pattern. And finally we come to the B's here. We have the Bahamas, a light blue, yellow, another light blue with this black triangle there. Moldova, blue, yellow, red with this eagle here in the middle. Bahrain, this is a very interesting one. You have this red here and you have this white, but this jagged sort of pattern. You don't see that a lot. Monaco, I always get this confused with Poland. It was just red and white. Bangladesh, this is a flag that I always have a hard time identifying in GeoGuessr. Green with the red circle there that's slightly off center, which bothers me. Mongolia, you have red, blue, red, vertical stripes with this yellow idol or something. I'm not sure that represents, but I'm sure it's maybe a religious or cultural symbol for them. Barbados, blue, yellow, blue, and then you have this trident deer in the middle. Montenegro, you have a red flag with a thin gold border around. It's kind of hard to tell, but just right around there, there's a thin gold border. Then you have this double-headed eagle in the middle, and finally here we have Morocco, which is red with a green pentagram or star there on the middle of that. A lot of countries start the letter M. A lot of them. Look at that, we still have M's here. Okay. Belarus is a very interesting flag. I'd actually be really curious to know the history of this flag. You have this big red section, small green. And then you have this very interesting pattern going down the left side. Mozambique, you have green, thin strip of white, black, a super thin strip of white, yellow. And then there's a red triangle. And what is that a rifle? I think that's a rifle and a hoe or a sickle or something, so maybe that represents some sort of uprising or revolution or something like that. Belgium, black, yellow, red, vertical stripes. Myanmar, yellow, green, red with a big white star in the middle. They are having some really bad issues at the moment, but hopefully everything will turn out okay for them. Belize, red, big chunk of blue, red, and then white in the middle there. It looks like a tree or something. Maybe an angel, I don't know. I don't have my glasses on, unfortunately. column, we come to the letter N, and we have Namibia. Namibia, a big diagonal red stripe there, flanked by white on the sides, blue and green, and then you have the sun up here. Benin, green, yellow, red, interesting pattern. Nauru, my parents actually went here, they really liked it. Blue, yellow in the middle, white star down there. One of my favorite flags, the flag of the nation of Bhutan. Yellow and orange diagonal with a dragon in the middle. Not often you see dragons. So gotta get that one a star. Nepal, another very interesting flag, because I don't think this white bit is actually part of the flag design. I think it's just this bit. And it's the only flag that isn't a square or a rectangle. I might be mistaken, let me know if I am, but I think it is just this bit, and that makes it extremely interesting to me because it's so unique. Bolivia, you have red, yellow, green, horizontal stripes, a symbol there in the middle. The Netherlands, which I always get confused with Russia, red, white, blue, horizontal stripes. Bosnia and Herzegovina, you have this yellow diagonal, blue, some white stars, and then a blue vertical there. New Zealand is where my girlfriend's from, very similar to Australia, but with red stars instead of white and without the one here. Again, it's a Commonwealth nation. Put a heart there. Botswana, you have this light blue, black in the middle, small little strips of white there. Nicaragua, blue, white, and then you have a symbol there in the center. Brazil, very unique flag, very interesting, green all around, diamond of yellow, and then you have this blue there. I don't know if that's meant to represent the earth or something else, or the equatorial line, I'm not sure, but very interesting. Niger reminds me a lot of the Indian flag, orange, white, green, and you have this orange dot in the center. Brunei, another very interesting one. We all know the Sultan of Brunei, all that type stuff. Yellow, white, black, and then you have this interesting red design in the center. I'm not sure what that signifies. Nigeria, green, white, green, vertical stripes. Bulgaria, white, green, red, horizontal stripes. Reminds me a lot of the Hungarian flag. And come now to Burkina Faso. Two divisions. Top one's red, second one's green. You have the yellow star in the middle. On the right column here we have North Korea, also sometimes referred to as the DPRK or the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Blue, thin white stripes, big segment of red in the middle. Then this red star in a negative space surrounded by white. One of my bucket list destinations that I'll probably never see. Burundi, another very interesting one. You have this cross here. Red on top, green on the sides, white in the middle with 3 red stars. North Macedonia, I love this flag. You have this sun here with the sun rays coming off, red in the background. Love that. Cabo Verde, big blue division up top, small blue one there at the bottom. Nice little strip of white with red through it, and then some yellow stars in a circle. Norway, this is where my great-grandfather emigrated to the United States from. I've always wanted to visit Norway. I feel a strong cultural connection to Norway. Red there, you have the blue cross in the middle with a little bit of white there. So I'm gonna write fatherland. Excuse my terrible handwriting. my dad's side of the family comes here from Norway. Cambodia, very interesting flag. I don't know, is that meant to be, what's it called? Chichen Itza, is that the name of it? But that big temple there, I don't think that's it, but maybe. The big red division with blue on top and bottom. We come to the O's here on the right column. There's only one country that starts with an O, and that is Oman. White, green, with this little sideways T in red, and you have this little symbol up top there. Cameroon, it's the home of Francis Ngannou. Wait, is that Cameroon? Or am I thinking of Joel Embiid? I think I'm thinking of Joel Embiid. Green, red, yellow with the yellow star there in the middle. On the right column we come to the letter B with Pakistan. Big green division there, the white vertical stripe. A white crescent, moon, and star. Canada, very iconic flag. My probably fourth favorite city I've ever visited, Calgary, Canada. One of the earlier videos on this channel, my trip to Calgary, where I met my girlfriend for the first time, so holds a special place in my heart. I know I have a lot of Canadian viewers. Two smaller red vertical strips, a big white one, with of course the iconic red maple leaf in the center. Palau, maybe green, or excuse me, blue, light blue with a yellow, slightly off center dot. Reminds me of the Bangladesh flag. Central African Republic, we have our second flag with 4 horizontal stripes, blue, white, green, yellow, red, cutting them down the middle, and a little yellow star up there. Palestine, we have a red triangle here, black, white, green, there. Chad, blue, yellow, red, vertical stripes. Panama, we have a very interesting 2 white squares, a red and a blue square. The blue star, red star, very interesting. Chile, we have a big red half at the bottom, then a white, a blue with a star. Chile. Papua New Guinea, this country is kind of close to me. There's a lot of people from Papua New Guinea here in Australia. Split in half, diagonally, red half, black half. You have some stars here, flowered there. China, the People's Republic of China. Red flag, yellow star with 4 smaller yellow stars. Paraguay, red, white, blue with this little symbol there in the middle. Colombia, we have the top half in this yellow color, then the second half is cut in half horizontally, blue and red. On this side we have Peru, red, white, red, with this symbol here in the middle. Comoros, I'm not actually sure where this is. I've never heard of this country before. My apologies if you're from Comoros, if you're Comorosian. You have a green triangle here, you have a white crescent moon, but with 4 white stars vertically. I've never seen that. And 4 stripes, yellow, white, red, blue. The Philippines, you have a white triangle, you have a, looks like the sun there, and 3 stars, blue and red. Democratic Republic of the Congo, you have this red stripe bordered with these 2 yellow stripes cutting it in half diagonally. And then over here you have these 2 divisions of light blue with a yellow star. Poland, split in half, white and red. Now you have the Republic of the Congo instead of the Democratic This one has the yellow stripe coming through diagonally with a green portion and a red portion. Then over here we get the home of Cristiano Ronaldo, Portugal. Large red section, smaller green section, and then this shield here with a yellow accoutrement. A favorite of United States retirees, we have Costa Rica. Blue, white, big red section, white, blue. This little symbol here. Q, looking very similar to the Bahrain flag. We have Qatar, although I think these is slightly darker shade of red. My apologies for my pronunciation here. We have the Cote d'Ivoire, which is the Ivory Coast, is how I grew up knowing it, but I believe they changed it for political or prejudicial reasons. I'm not sure exactly, but Cote d'Ivoire. They have 3 vertical stripes, orange, white, green. We only had the one country in Q, and now on the right column we move to R. We have Romania, 3 vertical stripes, blue, yellow, red. Back on the left we have Croatia, who always punch above their weight in world football rankings. Red, white, blue, and you have this red and white checkered shield here in the center. Russia, not to be confused with the Netherlands. White, blue, red, horizontal stripes. Now here we have Cuba. Cuba, country I'd love to visit. I love their rum. I'd love to try their cigars, but my country, I can't get in there with my passport, not with the U.S. passport. You have a red triangle with a white star and then alternating blue and white stripes. Our final R country, we have Rwanda. The top half is blue with the sun here. Then we have a division of yellow and a division of green. And I think this is meant to be the sky with the sun, sand, grass, perhaps. I'm not sure. Now we have one of my favorite flags in the entire world, the Cyprus flag. It's a white flag. There's the island of Cyprus. You have the Bay Laurel here. I would love to visit the island of Cyprus. I'd absolutely love to. Moving to S, we have St. Kitts and Nevis. I think this is around the Bahamas, the Caribbean. It's black stripe cutting it diagonally with 2 white stars flanked by these yellow sections. The top is green, the bottom is red. And finally, our last sea country, we have Czechia with this blue triangle, white and red halves. Then here we have St. Lucia, very interesting, this baby blue field. And you have this triangle here with a smaller yellow triangle and a very acute black triangle, and then this white one there. I'm not sure what that represents. Our first D country, we have Denmark. Red, white, none of the borders like Sweden or Norway have, or perhaps even Finland, I can't remember right now. On the right section we have St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The middle large section is yellow with these 3 green diamonds. We have a section of blue and green on the sides. Djibouti, this is a country I had not heard much about, and then just the other day I watched a video talking about Djibouti and how dangerous it is. A very interesting place. You have this white triangle here with a red star, baby blue top, green bottom, and it's hard to see, but there's a very thin white line right there, very thin. Another country that's very close to Australia, we have Samoa. There's a lot of Samoans here. A large red chunk here in blue with the same arrangement of these stars here. I wish I knew what this meant. I probably should. Dominica, which this is another country I didn't know about till quite recently. And this is a very interesting flag, you have these 4 green quadrants, and you have this yellow stripe that like does this, and then white. So it's very interesting. I can't think of any other flags that has that. Over here we have San Marino, famous for having the world's worst football team. I don't think they've ever won a match, although they did just recently score a goal in back-to-back matches for the first time in their history, so progress. Top half's white, bottom half's baby blue, and you have this symbol here in the center. The Dominican Republic, which I thought that Dominica was just a nickname for the Dominican Republic for far too long. White cross in the center, 2 blue quadrants, 2 red quadrants, symbol in the middle. Sao Tome and Principe, I hope that's correct. You have a red triangle here. Nice yellow horizontal stripe with 2 black stars, and then green here and here. Moving to E, we have Ecuador. Top half's yellow. Second half's divided into blue and red horizontal stripes. And you have this eagle here with the crest. And then a flag that just goes extraordinarily hard. Saudi Arabia, you have the sword. You have this here, which I should probably know what this says, but you have this saying here in Arabian on the flag. This flag goes so hard. Egypt, red, white, black, and you have this, I believe that's a double-headed eagle there in the middle, but I'm not 100% sure. Senegal, green, yellow, red, vertical stripes, green flag, green star in the middle. El Salvador, very similar flag to Egypt, kinda, just with different colors. Because you have the symbol in the middle, blue, white in the center. Serbia, the home of Nikola Jokic, red, blue, white. Then you have this crowned crest here, off center on the left. Equatorial Guinea, you have a blue triangle, green, white, red symbol here in the center. The Seychelles, this sort of sun ray pattern, blue, yellow, red, white, green. Eritrea, big red triangle with a nice yellow design there, gold. And then these 2 smaller triangles, one blue, one green. Sierra Leone, 3 horizontal stripes, green, white, blue. And we'll go Singapore as well, because we're here, just makes sense. White on top and bottom, red in the middle. We have a white crescent moon with 5 white stars. Estonia, blue, black, white, horizontal stripes. And finally, Slovakia, white, blue, red. And you have this cross here. I think that's an Orthodox cross, is it not? I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that's an Orthodox cross. That's Slovakia. Five more pages, 5 more, we're almost done. Eswatini, blue, thin, yellowish stripes, big red division there. Then you have this very interesting design. I don't actually know what that is, but it's very interesting. Slovenia, isn't that where Luka Doncic is from, or is that Slovakia? I think it's Slovenia. White, blue, red, and you have this blue here with the crown. Ethiopia, blue, yellow, red, large blue circle in the center with a yellow pentagram star. Solomon Islands, yellow. You have a yellow diagonal stripe, green on one side, blue on the other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white stars. Moving to F on the left column, we have Fiji. It's a So a lot of Fijians here in Australia. We have a baby blue field, Union Jack up in the corner, and then this cross here. Somalia, very simple, white star on a field of blue. Finland, and I was wrong, Finland does not have the little thing on there. Home of Valtteri Bottas and many good hockey players. Finland, blue, sideways cross on a field of white. South Africa, who just won the Rugby World Cup. Very intricate flag. You have this big sort of green sideways Y, a black triangle with the yellow border, then white stripes there, blue and red on top and bottom. Now we come to France, blue, white, red. South Korea, you have this white field with the red and blue sort of, I would call this the yin-yang pattern, but I'm sure that's, I don't know what the actual name is, and I'm sure that's culturally insensitive, so my apologies, I just don't know what else to call that. I am curious what these symbols mean. You have 3 lines here, and then 3 lines here, but these ones up, the top 2 are broken up, but here all of them are broken up, and here the middle one's broken up, so I wonder what that stands for. Moving on to G, we have Gabon, green, yellow, blue, horizontal stripes. South Sudan, we have this blue triangle, yellow star, black, red, and green, horizontal stripes with some thin white ones there. Gambia, we have 3 horizontal stripes, red, blue, green, with white small ones there. Very similar to South Sudan, in a way. Spain, we have a large yellow division with this crest here, and then red top and bottom. Georgia, we have a big red cross with 4 smaller red crosses on a field of white. Sri Lanka, this is a very unique flag. Very, very unique flag. You have this gold border here with even a division here, and on one side you have a green and orange vertical stripes. And then the larger portion you have a red here with looks like a lion holding a sword. Very unique flag, very unique. Germany, black, red, yellow, horizontal stripes as opposed to Belgium, which are vertical. Sudan, red, white, black, green triangle, very similar to the Palestine flag, very similar. Ghana, red, yellow, green, black star in the middle. Suriname, I don't know if that's correct. Green, green top and bottom, white, red in the middle, yellow star. Sweden, blue field, yellow sideways cross. All those Scandinavian countries, very similar flags. Greece, you have this white cross up here with 4 blue quadrants and then blue and white stripes. Switzerland, whose flag is actually perfectly square, which I've always found interesting. It's just a white cross on a field of red. Grenada, another country with a border with this red border. 3 yellow stars top and bottom, yellow star in the middle and a circle of red. 2 yellow sections, 2 green sections, and a yellow symbol. Very intricate flag. Syria, 3 horizontal stripes, red, white, black, 2 green stars. Guatemala, blue, white, blue, and we have this symbol here in the center. Taiwan, we have this big red section here, the blue top left, and a white sun. Guinea, just 3 vertical stripes, So, two horizontal stripes, yellow and green. Red vertical black star. Tanzania, very similar to the People's Republic, or excuse me, the Democratic Republic of Congo. You have a black stripe in the center with yellow on either side, and then green and light blue. Guyana, you have various thinner and thinner, more acute triangles. First one is red with this black border. Then you have yellow with the white border, and finally it's on a field of green. Thailand, we have 5 stripes, red, white, blue, white, red. With blue, of course, being the largest. Haiti, half blue, half red, with this symbol in the middle, sitting on a white square. Timor-Leste, not heard of this country. You have a big field of red here, a black triangle with a white star, and then a smaller yellow triangle. Honduras, you have 2 light blue fields, a white strip in the middle, and then 5 blue stars, arranged kind of like a die, like a 5 on a die. Togo, you have 5 stripes, green, yellow, green, and then a red field with a white star in the top left. Hungary, red, white, green, horizontal stripes. Tonga, you have a big red field here, top left you have a white field with a red cross. Iceland, you have a blue field here, sideways cross, as with all the Scando countries. Red, bordered by white. And finally for the right column we have Trinidad and Tobago, who just beat the U.S. men's team again. They're like our kryptonite at this point. Red, cut in half diagonally by black with thin white borders. A country I just talked about recently, I did an entire video about. We have India, 3 horizontal stripes, orange, white, green, with the seal in the middle. It's like a flower, kind of. In the right column we have Tunisia, red field, white circle with a crescent moon and a star in red. Indonesia, half red, half white. Turkey, now Turkey isn't actually spelled this way anymore. I believe they're changing the spelling to be like this instead. It's traditional spelling. But you have this large red field here, white crescent moon with the star. Iran, kind of seeing a youth revolution at the moment. 3 horizontal stripes, green, white, red, this symbol here in the middle. An extremely difficult country to visit, Turkmenistan, big green space here, crescent moon with 5 white stars, and this vertical red strip with some design work in the middle. Iraq, 3 horizontal stripes, red, white, black, kind of reminds me of Syria a little bit, and you have this Arabian writing here in the center. I'm not sure what that says. Tuvalu, a baby blue field with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 yellow stars and a Union Jack in the top left. Now we have the country that my mother is from. My dad's side of the family is from Norway. My mother's side of the family is from Ireland. 3 vertical stripes, green, white, orange. On the right side of the country of Uganda, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stripes, black, yellow, red, black, yellow, red, then white in the center. Here we have Israel, large white field in the middle. In blue we have the Star of David because it is a Jewish country. Thin strips of blue on have yellow. Italy, very similar to Ireland, except instead of orange, we have red. The United Arab Emirates, red vertical stripe, and then green, yellow, black horizontal stripes. In J now on the left column, Jamaica, which has this sort of X pattern through the middle in yellow, top and bottom is green. Left and right is black. Then we've seen it a few times across other flags, but there it is. There is the United Kingdom, the Union Jack. Now we come to Japan, white field, red circle in the middle, the land of the rising sun. I've been learning Japan a little bit. Nihongo, watashi wa Nihongo. I can't think of the word. Okakusai. Watashi wa Kakusai no Nihongo desu. I think that's how you say I am learning Japanese. I've been studying for the past couple months after my trip. Watashi wa Kakusai no Nihongo desu. I think. Still very much a beginner, and then the country that I was born and lived the first 28 years of my life in, the United States of America. Old Glory, 13 stripes alternating in red and white, a blue field of 50 white stars. Oh, say, can you see? Here we have Jordan, a red triangle, white star there, black, white, green, horizontal stripes, Uruguay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stripes alternating, blue and white. A white field in the top left with a very nicely detailed sun drawing. Kazakhstan, you have this nice baby blue field here. This design in the center kind of looks like the sun, but I'm not sure if that's what it's meant to be. And then some patterning going down the left-hand side here in yellow. Uzbekistan, 3 horizontal stripes, blue, white, green. There's some thin red ones there. A white crescent moon with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 white stars. Kenya, this is a very interesting flag. You have the black, red, green horizontal stripes. There's some white thin ones there, but then you have this traditional shield with spears in the center. Very nice. Vanuatu, very similar to South Africa. This Y here, very thin, black border, black triangle there with this sort of design there, red and green. Another flag I absolutely love. I'm gonna give this one a star. Kiribati, you have these very nicely detailed waves here, sunrise and a flying bird. Vatican City, or also called the Holy See, of course. This is where the Pope and the Catholic Church is stationed. This is their seat of power. Have yellow on the left, white, and then you have the symbol of the Catholic Church there. Kosovo, the #1 fan of Bill Clinton. They love Bill Clinton in Kosovo, bro, like crazy. You have the blue field in yellow. I'm pretty sure that's the country of Kosovo there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white stars. Venezuela, 3 horizontal stripes, yellow, blue, red, and then this arch of white stars there. Kuwait. Now Kuwait's very interesting because you have this triangle, but it has a hard edge here. It's like a trapezoid in black, green, white, red. horizontal stripes. The left-hand side, we move to Laos. Sorry, I didn't move it up. There's Yemen, Laos. I'm a big fan of King of the Hill, so when I think of Laos, I think of Khan, Suphanusen phone, and of course the classic Anguilla, are you Chinese, are you Japanese? King of the Hill is one of my favorite shows of all time. Large blue section, center white, circle, red on top and bottom. We move to Latvia, two large red segments, top and bottom, and the middle is white. Zambia, very large green field. You have in the sort of lower right side, three small vertical stripes, red, black, orange, and at the top right you have this eagle or bird. Lebanon, you have this large white field in the center with a green tree, and then thin white horizontal stripes top and bottom. Zimbabwe, you have this white triangle with a star there, green, yellow, red, very thin black, red, green, red, yellow, green stripes horizontally. Lesotho, you have this white segment in the middle with this design. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. Blue and green top and bottom. And finally, our final five flags. We have Liberia, which the Liberian flag has kind of become a meme because so many people post it when they mean to post the US flag, so people can use it as a joke against those people. You have these red and white stripes, a blue field, but only a single white star, not 50 of them. Libya, the former dictator of Libya, Muammar Gaddafi, has one of the coolest nicknames in history, called the Lion of Libya. The Lion of Libya, Muammar Gaddafi. Large black field in the center is a white crescent moon, a white star, red and green horizontal stripes. Liechtenstein, split in half, blue top, red bottom, and gold crown in the top left. Lithuania, yellow, green, red horizontal stripes, and finally Luxembourg, red, white, baby blue horizontal stripes. So those are the flags of the world. Hope you guys found this a little bit interesting. Now, these aren't all the flags. There's some territories and things like the Isle of Man, the Falkland Islands, things like that, Guam, that they have flags, but they weren't pictured here because these are just UN recognized independent nations. So there's still a little bit more that I didn't cover, but maybe only 20 or so flags. Although the Island of Man has such a